Right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to week one of breaking into the fitness industry. In this series, I want to document my journey on a way to making £100,000 from the fitness industry. And we're gonna essentially each week meet here, and I'm gonna decide on what I'm doing this week, what actions am I taking to show you how I'm making this happen, going from a 0 to 100K. I've done this in other businesses. Now, fitness industry is something that I've always been passionate about. It's always been a big part of my life. And, you know, I dipped and dabble in this industry. I used to coach, and then I moved on to other things. But right now, I feel like I'm fully equipped. It's something I always wanted to finish off. So this year, that's exactly what we're doing. And this is going to be the first week. Now, last week, I done like a little ground zero video where I showed you the setup. I showed you some of the strategies that I was planning on utilizing. All right, so the thing with this series is this. All right, two main things. One, I'm showing you what I'm doing each and every week, so I'm documenting, and obviously you can see what works. And if something works for me, it's highly likely going to work for you. And number two, I'm also using these sessions as kind of like basically I'm grounding myself into the actions I need to take each week, because there's so much to do when it comes to running a business or a fitness business. There's so many different steps that you need to take in order to put it in place and set it up that you could lose focus easily. I lose focus. So these sessions just help me ground my actions for the week, and then that way I know exactly what to do this week. I execute, and then I see whether it worked, whether it didn't, or I see anything else. All right, so last week, the idea was this. Last week, the idea was to do two main things. I'm focusing on two main aspects of bringing this into life. Content is the way that we obviously, drive attention to this thing, and program is how we deliver it. It's what I sell and how I make money, and at the same time, how I help the people that basically, I generate content for. So, starting off, there is a few pages that I have. Two main ones, Caesar King and CK Shred. Caesar King is more of an overall type of page where I just post lots of random shit like day in life type of stuff. And then CK Shreds is more fitness optimized. Although I haven't been doing that much focused work on both of these pages right now, obviously it's time. So the idea is this: the program is not ready, and I'll show you exactly where we're at in a second and what the plan is, what the strategy for the program is. But the program isn't ready. But my thought is this: while I build the program, I can start generating content, so I already have some traction. And once I, put my program in place, I have someone to sell to. So combining these two together is a recipe for success, in my opinion, and that's what we're going to utilize. Now, the pages are, this is what I checked, right? What I checked is this. Page, the CK, Caesar King, was on 102,355 followers, and Shreds was on 31,833. Now, I'm not making any offers to these people. At this minute in time, we're just trying to grow the audience, so when we do start throwing offers at them, we can make something happen. All right, so basically the idea last week was this: to begin posting. I was posting about 3 times a week on these pages. My idea was to just double it, because the more I post, the more I have the opportunity to be seen. And at the moment, I just want to bring attention. I'm not trying to do anything very specific. I'm just trying to bring attention. Now, I have a strategy for bringing attention to my pages and even going viral, and I broke down that strategy last week, so I'm not going to dive too deep into it in this video. If you want to know the strategy, then it was the last week's video, which was week 0. But the idea was to post 7 times a week using that strategy and then see what happens. So this week I've actually posted more than that, and in a second we're going to break down the strategy for this week, and we're going to analyze what happened through posting last week more than 7 times, or around 7 times a day. So that was basically the idea for the content, just to post 7 times a week. And the idea for the program was to create the first stage of the program, which was basically just generating a bunch of videos. But I'll go a little bit deeper into that. So week 1, what do we have on the menu? Week 1, I want to say this. Let's start off with the Caesar King page, all right? Caesar King is this page, and basically last week, what I've broken down is 3 well, two main strategies for generating content. One is viral replication, which works really well. You see what works in your industry, your niche, and you basically replicate, all right? You basically try and make the same type of video that the person made in your own type of way, you know? And that usually generates good kind of traction. And the other idea was just my idea. So whatever comes to your head, whatever comes to my head, I'm like, all right, let me test it out. Once I do those two, I then see whether anything worked. If something does work, I double down on it, all right? And then you basically repeat this process of viral content, your ideas, and doubling down on the things that worked previously. And then sometimes you score a golden piece of content that seems to do well, bring a lot of new eyes onto it, especially when it comes to followers. And when you do that piece of content again, it works again. If you find it, oh my God, you got a winning fucking strategy, golden piece of content. I know people that grew to millions of followers using that strategy. Now, the problem with it is that you never know when that golden piece is coming. All right. So this week, our aim was to basically, you know, do these three and then see, because I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm not saying this week I'm going to find the golden piece of content, because I don't fucking know that. I probably won't. Yeah. But 1 week, if I do it long enough, I know that consistency wins. So that's the only thing we're going to take care of. So with regards to Caesar King, first, let's check salmon. I wouldn't consider this a major successful week, you know? There wasn't many wins. As a matter of fact, there was no wins really, but there is a few things. Before we start anything though, let's see. We started off the week. We see if we gain in followers or whether we lose in followers. So where's the followers? There's a potential we lost a few. I don't know. We'll see. We lose in followers, but that's fine. That's okay. So last week we had 102,355. This week we got 102,257. All right, we down. But that's fine. That happens. It's social media. We're not going to put too much pressure on it, because one day we will get it. We will get it. I know we will. And on the second page, CK Shreds. What do we have here? We had 31,833, and this one is 31,812. So again, we're losing. We're losing followers, baby. So this is what usually happens on a page where if you don't post for a little while, you know, and then you start posting and people start seeing you, they basically unfollow you because they're like, you know, I haven't seen this guy in a while. I'm not really vibing with this shit. So that's fine. You know, no pressure. This isn't going to fucking stop us. We're going to continue going. Now, TikTok and YouTube, I haven't posted anything on TikTok and YouTube this week because I'm just getting in the rhythm of it all. There's so much to do. But this week, we're going to try to utilize the content that we're generating for these pages and throw them on TikTok and throw them on YouTube. So, what happened? Caesar King, all right? I got a little map here of what happened. There was a decision that I've made of what type of content I wanted to post, all right? So, there were certain pieces of content that did well. So, based on my, what do you call it? Insights on Instagram, analytics, I had a look and I'm like, all right, this piece did well, so let me try it. So I tried replicating a chair sitting photo, yeah? And after replication, there was one actually that I replicated. It was the same images, just I posted them, reposted them again, and I gained 84 new followers. That's good, you know, that's good shit, yeah? And then I did a new photo in a slightly different angle, but I realized they look slightly darker than new ones, gained 0 followers. So didn't necessarily work. Outdoor photos previously did pretty well. Yeah? So I replicated, or not fully replicated, I just took some photos outdoor, going 2 followers out of one, 0 followers out of the other. Yeah? So idea is this. Now when I'm replicating, I'm going to try and pinpoint it a little bit more. If this one worked because it was like that, I'm going to try and do an exact type photo. Maybe same location, you know, basically try to get as close as I can to what I've done previously. So then photos at home, again, replicated it, didn't really bring any tractions, 2 new followers, nothing. Yeah. Now, food, get ready reel. That one kind of works a little better. Yeah. So what happened here is I replicated the food video and I only posted it yesterday. Yeah. And this food video is like, get ready, I'm getting ready and then I'm doing the food. Yeah. This one brought 18 new followers and that's only posted yesterday. So this one's got potential to grow. Now the next one was viral replication strategy, where I found something online, and I tried to replicate it. And unfortunately, I didn't really maybe get the angles exact, you know, maybe I didn't do the exact type of job. And I only got 2 new followers, but the post didn't do too bad. Now all these posts have the opportunity to grow. It's only been 1 week, you know. Sometimes they need some time to mature. So what do we do this week? This week, the plan is this. I want to post 2 times a week. Yeah, I mean 2 times a day. Times 2, times 2. So rather than posting 1 time a day, we're going to aim to post 2 times a day. And that should, give me 14 opportunities on both pages. There's 28 opportunities to bring some new eyes to my page. Yeah. And hopefully we stop losing followers, but we will see. We will see. That doesn't fully matter. So what do we do this week? This week, I've got a few different things that I want to replicate. Food video, another one. Let's make another one. That one worked. I'll make another one. Replicate the other photo outdoor, but be more, exact. Yeah. Make photos brighter. I've realized that I got a new phone. This was my old phone. And when I was doing things on my old phone, the photos came out brighter when I was editing them. So maybe they're a little bit darker. I don't know. You never know. And what else am I going to do? I'm going to find viral content and try to replicate. Yeah. So next week we'll meet again and I'll show you. I'll show you closer and with a little bit more attention and time, I'm going to make it a little bit more detailed because this week it took me about fucking few hours to put this whiteboard together. And I started off at 4 in the morning. It's 4 afternoon now. But here we are. I want to make the Sunday. I want to make every Sunday a little check-in day. This is something that I can look back on later on once I've reached that goal. Because I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. I know it. I'm going to find a way. I'm treating this life as a game and I'm fucking playing it. This is a quest and we're going to complete this quest. So, listen. I've looked at my analytics over the last 3 months and 30 days. And basically, yeah, these are some posts for inspiration this week for me to potentially post and then basically replicate. And then that way we will see what happens. But what we're chasing with this Caesar King is we chasing that golden piece of content. And it will happen, I'm telling you. That's how I grew from 0 to 10K, from 10K to 30K, from 30K then to 70. Like just finding that golden piece of content and then continuously posting. Being consistent is the most important thing because every time I stop growing is the time I stop posting. Silly enough, for whatever reason, but life gets in the way sometimes. So, guys, last page that we're going to break down is CK Shreds, all right? This one's the fitness page, and it was the same thing. We made a set and plan for what I want to do this week, yeah? I wanted to replicate the photo indoors. I replicated it. Didn't really work, 1 follower. Gym photo, again, replicated it. Didn't really work that well. 1 follower. Again, I didn't really replicate them exact, so maybe that would be a better idea. Then I had workout swipes, which worked pretty well. Workout swipes this week, 5 new followers from one, 4 new followers from the other. Nothing amazing, really. Nothing amazing here. We haven't really found anything yet. Now, there was a viral piece of content, similar one to the other page, where I tried replicating it, and it kind of worked, like 12 new followers. And plus, this has more time to grow. So we will see. We will keep on searching. I'll keep on posting. The plan for the week is just to basically do things twice a week. All right. So two posts a day. But I want to start tweaking it. All these pieces of content that I'm speaking about here, they are all about bringing attention. Now, it's not just about bringing attention. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about bringing it, especially if you're trying to run a business out of it. It's more about connecting with the people, and at the moment, as I said, I'm busy. If my program was finished and the only thing I focused on was generating content and interacting with people, then I have more time for that. But that doesn't stop me from trying. So this week, what I'm aiming to do is I want to try something new. They're going to be talking videos, and these talking videos, we'll see how they go. But the idea is to spark a conversation. Okay. So let me take a sip on a water because my mouth is getting dry. Let me get a little cup. We're actually inside of an old kitchen inside my gym, which I used to use to film cooking videos. But right now, we're just going to be utilizing it as a map to meet every week and see where we're at. So, content. Let me get a marker pen. Let's write this bad boy down. Content focus. Yeah, post 2 times a day. That's just the main thing, okay? And the idea is to keep replicating, and to talking videos, okay? Talking vids, workouts. Workouts seem to do well, so I just post my workouts. I'll talk and I'll keep replicating. So that's what we're going to do this week, right? The narrow focus. That's what we're doing. We got 6 days before we meet again on Sunday. So tomorrow, on Monday, I'm going to do maybe a little bit of a greenery here. We're going to do a little bit of green. Actually, orange is my sign for filming content. So tomorrow, film talking. All right, so that's what I'm going to do from the morning, film talking videos. And then for the rest of the week, I can just go to the gym and B-roll and do all the bits that I need to do. Now, let me break this down. So that's the content strategy. That's just one aspect of this entire thing. Second is program. All right. What do we do with the program? I'm creating the program right now. I'm spending time each and every day on crafting the program. How is the system for the program going to be laid out? So to me, in order to generate £100,000 in Stripe accounts, all right, there are many different ways to get there. Number one, it would be automatic way. That'd be like an ideal way. So you create content, you push people into an offer, they go into the landing page, and from the landing page, they basically, you make sales, and then whether that would be a program or an app, could be any of them. You use tracking and analytics, and then you optimize that entire process. Now, the problem is this is kind of like low, you don't get that much money from it. Unless you blowing up on social media, you don't get that much money from it. And this is something I definitely want to be doing, but my goal is, all right, I want to start making money. Yeah, I want to start making money from this. And the quickest way to do that is a manual mode. Manual mode means that there's a lot more work going into it, but you charge a lot more, and you provide a better service, and at the same time, you're making more money quicker. So this is the way it works. You make an offer, and that offer, in my case, as an example, is going to be inviting someone for a strategy call. The idea behind the strategy call is that if you're doing fitness, you may have a problem. You have a problem, you want to lose fat, you want to gain muscle, whatever that problem is, you have a problem. Yeah? And I have the solutions. Obviously, that's kind of like how the offer is structured, through showing testimonials and making my video, etc. You know what I mean? Starting a conversation with someone. But if they treat you as an authority on a subject and you kind of look like you know how to solve their problem, you hold in the answers to the problem, they're inclined to take you up on the offer. The offer is invite them on a strategy call. What happens on a strategy call? That's the system for the strategy call. We're not going to break it down in detail. But essentially, strategy call is a sales call. And what my main aim would be to do is, in essence, act as a consultant, all right? I'm consulting how to solve their problem using some of the training programs that I have. And it's, all to do with nutrition and training, in essence. If you want to get in shape, that's the two main things you're doing. You're training and you eating. Obviously, everyone's at a different point. Everyone's got different goals. Everyone's starting at a different point. So everyone needs a slightly different approach, all right? Depending on where you are. So the strategy call, in a way, is a 15 to 20 minute call where I sit down with someone, I analyze their problem, and I say, this is what you need to do. These are the steps that you should take. That makes sense. If you would like me to help you with it, then here is my offer. Yeah? And then I sign them up, all right? So it's a higher ticket kind of product, because rather than, it being £27 a month, it'd be more like 200 or 300 a month. Yeah. So doing that, that's going to be the approach that we are going to take. Yeah, this is going to be the approach that we're going to take. Now we need to build it. All right, how do we build it? There are certain steps inside of this, this system that leads to sales. Strategy call is fueled by a few main things. Ideally, you use services like Calendly to book the calls, and you also use something like Jotform, or there is plenty of other form taking apps where you essentially get them to fill in a questionnaire so you can learn a little bit more about them, filter through them, You get on a call by booking it on Calendly. On a call, I'll use Stripe to take the payment. And from Stripe, the next step would be pairing them with one of the programs inside of my plan, all right? So the programs would be kind of preset, you could say, all right? Like, I've been coaching for a while now. I have a few clients under my belt, and I've done it many years ago, and I have systems. I have systems for different things. So for me, once I understand where someone is, I compare them with the program. These are examples. Starting gains, right? So this is like someone that's new to training. They don't really know what to do at the gym. Let's throw them into this type of program where we teach them the basics of the gym, the first type of steps. S1 full body fix. So a lot of the clients that I've had mobility issues. They couldn't really move, you know. How can I tell you to do a pull-up or a bench press or a deadlift if your body doesn't move well? I can't. So again, a program that helps you fix that. So in essence, my idea is this. I truly want to provide the best coaching experience that I can for someone. And the way to do that, at least in my opinion, is to understand the problem and give them clear steps on how to solve it. So I'll just show you or them what to do this week. They go and execute it, and then we'll see whether they executed it and whether they got the results that they wanted. And then we track over time. So these plans, it'd be paired, a training program and a nutritional program, paired together, creating a perfect plan. And then you go for periods of 8 weeks. Yeah. You obviously check with your clients each and every week. All right, you're moving forward. And then once they reach the goal they're trying to reach, let's say they fix their shoulders, their mobility's better, now they can move on to the next program. So it's a continuous cycle of just continuously changing a program every few weeks and providing a transformation. Now, listen, here's the thing, right? How do I deliver that? How do I deliver this so it's time efficient for me? Yeah. I deliver it through an app. I've got an app called My PT Hub. That's where I store all the workouts. So when I get a client, I put it on the app. They got their routine. Next, nutritional plan. I deliver the nutritional plan that's customized around their macros. I've got these pre-built plans that still need to be connected to the person. So however many calories you're consuming, your food allergies, etc. And I teach them how to use MyFitnessPal, whatever. You know, nutrition and training is delivered through this way. The last part is, well, one of the last parts is the training modules that are pre-recorded. All right, I got some pre-recorded training modules. Why? Because I don't want to explain the entire program to everyone like every single time. That would take me hours. So if someone jumps on a full body fix program, I can send them to a video course that teaches them about full fix program. They got the program delivered through an app, so they know how to train. They got the nutrition delivered through the thing. And then we check on a weekly basis. Once a week, I send them a check-in form. And then they check in, they fill it in, and I get it all locked into my CRM. This is client, what does the CRM stand for? Client something management. I don't know why I forgot, but either way, it's a system that helps you manage everyone. So, you know, you got 100 people, you need a space where you can clearly see what everyone's doing, all right? That's where CRMs kind of step into place. So once a week, on one of the days, I have a day where I do the check-ins, where I check what's going on, video call or send WhatsApp. They get direct WhatsApp to me, and that's how the program works. So what's the idea behind it? In order to launch this, I need to fucking build it. I need to build it right now. This is where I'm at. Hence, right now, we're still on 0 sales. And I reckon until I have a few base programs built in, I'm not gonna be pushing any offers yet. So I'll keep growing my social media for now. Growing. Last week we fucking shrank it, but you get the drill. And that's what we do. So I need clear targets. Although I have a full week, there's so much to do. I could build so many different aspects of it. Yeah, I could build the Calendly page. I could build the form on Jot Forms to start taking, you know, the calls to basically. Oh jeez, I'm talking so fast. I've realized Jot Form for them to fill up the form prior to the call. You know, you need to create the form so you can basically get some data before you jump on the phone and start speaking. So there's so many things to build. What's my step? What am I building? My first step is to upload all the exercises into the app. So then when I build the programs, I already have the exercises built in. I don't need to dive too deep into it. So this week, I need exercises for chest, back, shoulders, etc. So what we're going to do, we're going to say this. Yeah, chest I already did. So back, shoulders, biceps then, biceps, triceps, triceps, quads, hamstrings, calf. I think that's my girlfriend. Let's see. Yeah, 1 second. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Hi, I'm just filming the video, but you can leave if you want.
Okay, alright. I'll leave and I'll call you when I'm outside and you can come whenever.
Alright, I love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, we're back to it. Right, listen. Basically, what am I saying? Back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, quads, hamstring, calves, core. Jeez. Am I missing anything? shoulders, back, bicep, triceps, quads. Right, I think that might be it. I think that might be it, right? So what's the idea? Well, I need to film these exercises to put them in the app. So obviously every time someone does it, they know what to do. Now, this is going to be just a basic generic version of what they need to do, because inside of the programs, there'll be much more depth about each and every movement, etc. I lost the cap. 1 second. So, guys, week 1, in essence, is basically this. I'm combining 2 different strategies. Content. I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to post twice a day. I'm going to generate content, photos, videos, etc. And hope that we find something that works. And we will. I know we will. Yeah. And then we're going to focus on filming for the rest of the week. I'm going to go in every day into the gym, and I'm going to try and film that Saturday. Saturday, I might have to do it too, every single day. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of filming. Not a lot of time. But if I can get this done this week, I can tick off the list, and we can move on to the other aspect, and we can build this program together, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you what I'm delivering to people. So then that way, once I begin selling it, you can kind of see what's inside, see what I'm selling, see what I'm offering. I wrote this thing here in the corner, and I just want to mention it as the last thing. Fuck up phase, all right? It's so important to me to understand this. Fuck up phase. So basically, whenever I start doing something, working on a project or working on any ideas, I just get this idea of what perfection would look like. So whether that's content, whether that's the program, I just start thinking of like, oh, you create something and you try to make it better. And then eventually you're in this loop of trying to improve things and getting fuck all done. So fuck up phase to me is understanding that there is a time where I don't need to focus on perfection. I need to focus on fuck ups. And rather than collecting perfections, I want to collect fuck ups. So I am in a fuck up phase right now in content and in the program creation. All right. So I'm not going to try and make things perfect. I'm not going to try to make a perfect offer. I'm not going to try to make a perfect fucking system. I'm just going to get it out there and get it done. And maybe things are going to be not working well and I'm going to have to fix it up. That's the fuck up phase, all right? Rather than trying to be perfect, I'm going to be imperfect, but I'm going to take massive fucking action, all right? I think that's the core. Massive action. And as I said in a previous video, I'm lucky enough now that I've developed a few other businesses online that provide me money, which gives me a little bit more time freedom, which means that I can basically focus on this shit all day fucking long. And it's still hard to do all day long. I wake up at 3, 4 in the morning, and from the moment I rise, I'll fucking graft all day until I run out of juice. And then the previous week 0, I showed you how I do it, how I track my daily schedules in order to be able to do that, to have focus. But yeah, we're going to fucking do it, all right? So this is week 1. I've got the strategy. This is all set in stone. We're going to meet next week, and I'm going to show you how much I got done, what it looks like, and I think I'm going to make it a little bit more calm, I'm going to have more time. As I said, it's been fucking hours for me setting up this whiteboard and whatever. Either way, this is Market with C, and we're going to break into the fitness industry, make 100k, £100,000, and I'm gonna document the whole journey. So I'll see you next week for the next video.